It's time for GMA3. Hurricane Melissa's path of destruction. New images of the devastation after the catastrophic storm tore through the Caribbean. The urgent search and recovery mission underway right now. Food banks working overtime, bracing for food assistance benefits to run out for nearly 42 million Americans. How they're preparing for a surge in demand. Now what you can do to help, or if you need help. And Michelle Obama one-on-one with Robin.
I really thought about what I wanted to say with my fashion.
Talking fashion, her style evolution over her years in the public eye, and her most iconic looks speaking volumes with the choices she made. It's time for GMA3.
From ABC News headquarters in New York City, this is GMA3.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Jarvis from a foggy New York City, but we are in good spirits today.
Yep, and I'm Morgan here with Whit. We are so glad that you can join us on this Thursday, the day before Halloween.
Absolutely, we got a big show coming up here too. Speaking of Halloween, it's almost here, and it's actually one of the most dangerous nights of the year for kids, if you can believe it. So before you go out trick-or-treating, our Dr. Tara Narula is here with some safety tips for your family.
And we are so excited about this. R&B legends. We're talking about royalty, new edition. Boys to Men, Tony Braxton are here.
They're all here.
With some really big news.
A big one.
I mean, like, just a few fans here in the studio. Whit, if I break into the road, are you guys going to back me up here?
Absolutely. I'm more of a dancer than a singer, but you know, we'll see where it goes.
So I get backup dancers. Looking forward to that a little bit later on in the show. But we do start with Hurricane Melissa and its deadly path through the Caribbean, causing death and destruction on several islands. Our Ike Ajanchi is in Jamaica with the latest. Ike.
Yeah, Morgan, this is a long road to recovery here. So many communities around this island are still without power, fresh food and water, and essentially what we're seeing right now is officials saying that the damage to this island is beyond catastrophic.
An urgent search and recovery mission now underway in Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa slammed into the island. The scope and size of the devastation laid bare. Prime Minister Andrew Holness declaring the entire country a disaster area. Some towns completely cut off. St. Elizabeth Parish taking a direct hit from the historic hurricane.
Yesterday was horrible, horrific, terrifying, the worst day of my entire life, the worst experience of my entire life.
We saw treacherous conditions firsthand while traveling across the island. Roads washed away, vehicles buried in rubble.
The town of Santa Cruz is completely devastated. A wall of water and rock came from the mountains right through the center of town, destroying everything. Getting back to normal will take months.
Most of the island without power. Tourists like Alexis and Taviana forced to ride out the storm, doing whatever they can to get home.
At this point, we don't even mind if we go anywhere in the U.S. We just want to get a flight off the island.
But that may be harder than expected, given airports also sustaining damage. Water rushing into the Sangster International Airport, alarms blaring.
Now, there is some good news on the horizon here. The airports around Jamaica are starting to open up, and that means those much-needed aid flights will come in, while those stranded tourists, they'll finally be able to get out. Whit?
Yeah, they need that silver lining. Ike Ajanchi for us. Thank you. We appreciate it. We do want to turn now to the World Series, and the Blue Jays are one win away from the title after beating the Dodgers in Game 5 last night. Morgan, you got all the reaction. Another late night.
Another late night. A lot of action at that, Whit. Last night was a 705th World Series game ever. And let me tell you, none has ever started like this one did. Davis Schneider hit the very first pitch for a home run, but it was what happened next that made history. Vlad Guerrero Jr. going back-to-back to give the Blue Jays a quick 2-0 lead and stun the LA crowd. You can just hear him. From there, the story was all about the 22-year-old rookie on the mound for Toronto. Trey Yesavage is in the name. He was savage. He started the year in the minor leagues, just called up last month to the bigs, but he looked like a vet out there. Take a look. He struck out 12 Dodgers, setting a rookie record for the World Series, dominating the Dodgers over 7 innings. The Blue Jays, they added some runs to take a comfortable 6-1 lead. They held on for the win, bouncing back with 2 straight victories on the road after that epic 18-win inning loss in Game 3. Here's where we go. Now Toronto, 1 win away from its first title in 32 years. They get 2 chances to do it at home. Game 6 this Friday. Will we have a new champion, or can the Dodgers force a winner takes all
We'll see.
in Game 7? We'll see.
I got a lot of friends in LA. There's some misty-eyed group chats going around right now. Yeah.
I was converted. I lived in LA, of course, before moving here. They beat the Dodgers fandom out of me, so now I guess I got to be.
You savage, Morgan. You savage. We're going to turn now to the urgent need at food banks across the country, with the nation's largest food assistance program set to expire. 42 million Americans could be facing a critical food shortage, and Will Reeve is at Second Harvest Food Bank in New Orleans with what people can do and how people can get help when they are in need. Will, take it away. This is such an urgent need for so many right now.
It really is, Rebecca. Hello to you. And these volunteers here at Second Harvest in New Orleans have been working round the clock. They're making thousands of meals every single day because that's what they do here. They volunteer and they give to people. But when the SNAP benefits expire on Saturday, November 1st, as they are expected to, that means that tens of millions of people who rely on SNAP for their food, that they're in trouble. And places like Second Harvest all around the country are doing what they can to help try to bridge the gap. But it's a pretty wide gulf in terms of what these folks are capable of and what the American public needs.
Yeah, there are so many charities around the country right now that are lining up trying to help. What are food banks like Second Harvest seeing so far? What happens, Will, if SNAP is discontinued?
Well, there's already, prior to the government shutdown, I was speaking to some folks here at Second Harvest who said they were already in Louisiana facing a food shortage with more people claiming food insecurity than is typical. So it was already a troubling upward trend in terms of the demand and the pressure on food banks in this state. And if you extrapolate that around the country, people are in need. And keep in mind that SNAP provides 9 meals for every 1 meal that food banks provide. That is a huge difference. So if and when SNAP runs out in just a couple days, that is a massive, massive hole that food banks have to fill, and that it's really difficult to do.
Yeah, it's super difficult. And Will, there's a lot of people who are watching this shutdown from the sidelines. They might not feel it directly, but they want to help. What can people who want to help do, and what can those who need help do at a time like this?
That's right. So we'll start with the people who want to help. Like, one thing you can do is show up here. Get on the line at a food bank or food pantry in your community. That's one way. You can also donate food, whatever you have, whatever you can go out and get, whatever you might have lying around. And you can give money, because food banks buy food in bulk and they are facing shortages, and a lot of people are going to be in need. That's what folks can do right now.
A very big need. And Will, we appreciate you bringing that story to us today. All right, coming up here, Halloween safety. Dr. Tara Narula is here with ways to help keep your family safe while still having fun. That's the important part. Have fun, stay safe.
We're back with the GMA Health Alert for Halloween. It's supposed to be all about treats, no tricks, but it can actually be one of the most dangerous nights of the year for kids. Our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Tara Narula, joins us now with ways families can help stay safe without missing out on all the fun. Dr. Narula, it's always great to see you. We were all talking about this because, of course, there are the urban legends about the poison candy or the razor blade in the candy, but there are some things that parents do need to know to keep their kids safe, right?
Yeah, those urban myths are really much more that. It's not really a widespread issue when you look at the evidence, but there are some real things that parents should be thinking about. For example, younger kids like you have getting access to small hard candies that they could choke on.
Totally.
You also want to think about kids who might have allergies, consuming foods that might be unlabeled or homemade treats, and then they have an allergic reaction. And then lastly, if they get access to something that's an edible with a drug in it that looks like a candy. So things that parents can do, as hard as it is. I know your kids want to eat their candy when they're out, mine do, but tell them, come home, let's go through it together, take out any that are unlabeled or unwrapped, discard those. And then one really neat thing is that there's something called the Teal Pumpkin Project, where you can go online and look at houses that all have a teal pumpkin, and those are houses that will serve non-food treats to kids who have allergies. So you can map out a route.
The Teal Pumpkin Project.
Yes, it's so neat.
That's cool.
I'd never heard of it before today. But
So we were talking in the break about how, I mean, my parents used to inspect all of our Halloween candy like it was a crime lab. So if candy isn't necessarily the big danger, what is?
Yeah, other than parents taking your favorite candy, that's also a danger.
Well, that's a
with
long-running practice.
Yes.
The Reese's labels never quite looked right, so I always took those away and kept them for
the
myself.
100-gram bars for me. Yes. So traffic is something that we want to think about, and child pedestrians. So this is one of the deadliest, if not the deadliest day of the year for child pedestrians, and kids are twice as likely to get struck by a car on this night than any other day, and that's because it's dark. They're wearing dark costumes, so you want to think about putting reflective tape maybe on their costumes, having them carry a glow stick or even a flashlight, making sure that younger kids are walking with older siblings or with parents, crossing where they should on crosswalks or at corners, staying on the sidewalks in kind of well-lit areas, and then not using phones, which could be distracting as they're walking around.
Yeah, that goes for the parents too.
Exactly.
We're going to have these conversations at home because the kids get so excited and they run and they, cars are a big question. What about the at-home safety stuff, though? The decorations, some people are lighting candles and putting them inside of pumpkins.
Right, like us. Well, we never think about that, but certainly fire is a big one. And there are about 9,000 fires every year around this time, 25 deaths. So thinking about using those LED lights and battery-powered candles is a great idea, making sure that costumes and decorations might be flame resistant. And then when you think about just costumes in general for your kids, making sure that they fit nicely, they don't have long trailing parts that the kids could trip over, they're able to actually see out of their masks, that the makeup you may be applying is hypoallergenic, so they don't have a reaction to that. And if they're carrying something like a sword or some sort of an object that it's not sharp or pointy, exactly. And then one last thing is carving pumpkins. So unless you're a surgeon like my husband, I would say don't use any kitchen knives. You want to use those nice sets that come that are easy for kids to use, that are less dangerous when you're carving your pumpkin.
So many things to think about.
Yes.
So many things in addition to that costume. All right, Dr. Narula, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Coming up here, the brand new trailer for the final season of Stranger Things. It just dropped, and Will Gans is here to break down all of that in Pop News. Pop News time. Will Gans, wow, you're ready.
Working on my 11
ready.
from Stranger Things. Yes. We begin Pop News with the immortal words of one Mike Wheeler: friends don't lie. So believe me when I tell you that Stranger Things just dropped the first official trailer for season 5 just hours ago. Let's check out the kids of Hawkins gearing up to go back into the Upside Down and the return of its most formidable baddie, Vecna.
Last time.
Poor Will Byers.
Hasn't he been through enough?
Give the guy a break.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I also, by the way, have full body chills. According to the synopsis, the 5th season will take place.
He's going to be okay with it.
Is he? I don't know.
It doesn't look great. In the fall of 1987, which is 18 months after the events of season 4, as everyone unites in a shared mission to find and kill Vecna, and with a final battle looming, Hawkins will need everyone standing together one last time. We'll get the chance to hear all about the final season when the cast of Stranger Things joins us here in December. Part 1 of season 5 begins streaming November 26th.
Love this show. It's like one of my favorites, hands down.
I know. But in this trailer, we're not seeing Max out of her coma, so there's a lot of unanswered questions. I know. I'm going to break the whole thing down.
She's going to sleep through the whole thing.
She better not. She's one of my favorites. All right, in more TV news, King of the Hill is ruling the small screen. Just minutes ago, the Emmy-winning hit animated series announced that they have officially been greenlit for brand new seasons, renewed for season 16 and 17. In fact, and season 15 hasn't even aired yet. The show, which follows Hank and Peggy Hill as they return to Texas, reuniting with old friends, scored an incredible 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, making it certified fresh. Season 14 streaming now on Hulu, and Hulu on Disney Plus, with season 15 premiering in 2026.
They had a fun party here in the building not that long ago.
I love when that happens.
Yeah.
There's also like a Disney Villains thing going on in honor of Halloween upstairs.
You see a few, characters walking around.
Yeah, in addition to the characters that are normally walking around these halls.
You said it, not me.
Yourself included.
Yeah, that's right. Prime suspect number 1. All right, and thanks to J.R.R. Tolkien, we know not all who wander are lost. In fact, sometimes they're in exactly the right place at the right time, because earlier this week, Frodo Baggins himself, aka Lord of the Rings star Elijah Wood, wandered into the wedding of Jess and Sharik, a couple getting married at the Shire in New Zealand. The bride and groom's photographer, Kathy Olliott, sharing the moment on social media, revealing that Elijah just happened to be walking by with his family when Kath spotted him, and even though he didn't want to disturb the ceremony, Kath convinced Elijah to take photos with the couple.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to. And when we reached out to Middle Earth for comment, one resident told us the photos are, quote, my precious.
Of course they did. I love that he was just wandering around that area.
Can you imagine, as fans of that franchise, and suddenly Frodo's there? Am I hallucinating? Yeah.
We are not hallucinating, by the way. Thank you, Will Gans.
Thank you.
Coming up here, R&B greats, New Edition, Boyz II Men, and Toni Braxton are all here with big news. This is not a hallucination. You must stick around to see more. Stay with us.
Welcome back to GMA3.
And welcome back to GMA3. In case you haven't heard, tomorrow is Halloween.
Okay.
What? Tomorrow, it's a big day of Halloween. GMA will be in Scares and Scream Central, New Orleans. Our 50 States in 50 Weeks tour continues, pulling into Louisiana with our friend Cameron Matheson, coming to us live from Skeleton House, a must-go for Halloween in NOLA. Pretty cool.
That's going to be great. I find NOLA very scary overall, so that's perfect.
We got the old school clips there, too.
Yep, we're going to look back at those old school clips because we're looking back at 50 years of cooking on GMA with a special appearance from chefs Rocco DiSpirito and Marcus Samuelson, recreating the very first recipes that they ever made for us.
Oh, wow.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm already hungry. And on Monday, it's our big 50th birthday bash, complete with a live musical performance from none other than the legendary Patti LaBelle.
I love how Robin is getting in there.
She's into it. Look at her. She's dancing.
Look at her. Okay, we're going to go now to a preview of Robin's conversation with former First Lady Michelle Obama. She has a new book called The Look that tells the story behind some of her most memorable outfits during her time at the White House and beyond. The book, though, is about so much more than just fashion. Take a look.
After nearly a decade away from the White House, former First Lady Michelle Obama is lifting the veil on a topic she's typically avoided, fashion.
Why this topic now?
During my 8 years in the White House, although there was a lot of attention given to my fashion, my physical appearance, all of that, I made it a point to shy away from that conversation because I was worried that it would become a distraction.
Her new book, The Look, is about more than just fashion. It explores her style evolution from the moment she entered the public eye and explains the reasons behind her and her team's decisions.
I really thought about what I wanted to say with my fashion. I wanted to talk about inclusion, diversity, opening up opportunities, and fashion was one of those tools that allowed me to do that. The designers that I chose, there were young designers, there were women designers, there were also immigrant American designers.
In the book, she writes that she saw every formal event as an opportunity to elevate talented, lesser-known designers. Starting with their very first inaugural ball.
I thought about who was going to do my inaugural gown. And someone like Jason Wu, who was young, I think he was in his early 20s. He had just gotten started. He was a fabulous designer with a beautiful story. An immigrant American, and I want to emphasize that in these times because our fashion industry is very dependent on strong immigrant Americans who come here and do great work.
You said it's not only important for fashion, but for society as well.
Yeah. I think we know this as a country. We know better than this. I'm still thinking about the country that elected Barack Obama overwhelmingly as president twice. We are still those people. It's just that sometimes we can get lost in the struggles that we face. And when folks are facing tough economic times, when jobs are scarce, when opportunities seem to be less, it's harder to get ahead in this economy. It's easy to have somebody make you think it's somebody else's fault. So let's blame the other. I think that's one of the things we struggle with. But when we look around at truly who has built this country, who keeps it moving, it's all of us. And all of us is Black, brown, Puerto Rican, Mexican American, Italian, Irish, Haitian. Come on, that's the story of America, right? And it is the most true in fashion.
Mrs. Obama also writes about the pressure she felt being the first Black first family.
You said we were all too aware that as a first Black couple, we couldn't afford any missteps.
Yeah.
And you also say, as a Black woman, I was under a particularly white hot glare. Did you feel that?
For sure. You can't afford to get anything wrong because you didn't get at least until the country came to know us, we didn't get the grace that I think some other families have gotten. Now, don't get me wrong, every First Lady faces the kind of scrutiny. Every woman in the public eye faces a certain level of scrutiny because of her physical appearance. I mean, we live in a culture, sadly, where, if somebody wants to go after a woman, the first thing they do is go after our looks, our size, our physical being as a way to, make us feel small, to keep us in place. In the back of my mind were all the mothers and the grandmothers who I wanted to make proud. I didn't want to show up just any kind of way. I wanted to show up with thought and consideration and energy and light.
The book chronicles her most iconic fashion moments, like her rose gold dress at their final state dinner, her plum power suit from President Biden's inauguration, and those viral glitter boots from her Becoming book tour.
The boots that broke the internet?
The boots.
The boots that broke
the boots are on fire. Yeah, right.
Yeah, come on now.
That's also a part of me. That was a version of me, sort of the fun, sparkly, sexy, interesting detail. So that was another aspect of me. Would I have worn gold thigh-high boots as First Lady? No, I would not have done that.
I'm going to channel Shonda Rhimes right now.
Yeah.
What are you saying yes to in this season?
I am saying yes to things that I really, really want to do. There's a certain freedom that I feel. I'm at that stage in life where I can say, maybe I know a few things.
Wow, what a great conversation there.
Yes.
Michelle Obama, the style, the power, the look, the special edition of 2020 airs this Sunday on ABC. It streams the next day on Disney Plus and Hulu. And coming up here, Tori Johnson's here with deals and steals to celebrate GMA at 50 with some of your all-time favorite products.
We are back now at day 4 of our special GMA 50 Deals and Steals extravaganza. Tori Johnson has gathered some of your favorite all-time products to help us celebrate. Let's do it, Tori.
Yeah. Okay, Bombas. That's all I need to say. You
Everybody
guys
loves
I
the
know.
Bombas.
Even when I get excited about a product, it's a good day.
It's a winner, right?
Everybody
It's a winner.
Socks makes everybody happy.
Right?
That's
And
true.
so these are all comfort-focused premium basics, not just the products that we love, but also a company with a mission to help those in need. Rebecca, you know this about them. The 3 most requested clothing items in homeless shelters are socks, underwear, and t-shirts. And for every item Bombas sells, they make a special version of that to be able to donate to those in need in this country. More than 150 million items have been donated to date. So you can be comfortable, feel good. I know you're into those,
Well,
right?
I didn't realize.
Yeah,
I think you
those
like
are really
that
good.
massage
We've
chair.
got those. We've got those. There you go. There you go. In green and in white.
To match your
suit perfectly.
Out of here.
Everything's 50% off from Bombas.
These are super
I'm
cute.
in.
Yeah,
Very
kids,
cute.
men, women, and kids.
All right.
Okay, Nest, another absolute favorite.
Yes.
#1 home fragrance brand in America.
So
this
good.
one's
Yep.
pumpkin. This is one of the best sellers
Fitting.
right now, right? Obviously. That autumn plum.
This is
first
so
of all, it
good.
looks gorgeous.
Yes.
And
So
sort
good
of
too.
just like, that's everything about Nest. It's like, it is luxurious.
Yes.
It sets a tone that captivates, inspires, transforms. transports you. So we've got a big variety. I think there's 9 different scents to choose from the classic candle to the 3-wick to the 4-wick and the diffusers. Everything's 50% off.
You're never really good one. This is the best housewarming gift
so
right here.
Good. And you know what? A best treat yourself gift too. Valley they're making their GMA Deals debut. This is all about extreme comfort. We've got a big assortment of bras. What they're best known for is wireless, extreme comfort, support you can rely on, and then also in some of them a cooling fabric on the inside that keeps you cool and dry all day. 55% off on a huge assortment from Bally.
Excellent.
So many people love this. Laura Geller Beauty.
And I love this.
Yes.
I love makeup.
I know you do. So we've got a great assortment from Laura Geller. One of her newest products, that little one right there, is a Wonder Balm. And that is, it's kind of like, it's a little bit of a no makeup glow. So you could use it either just by itself, you could use it with, you could use it as a highlighter. Yeah, here we're gonna blend that in a little bit.
That looks good.
Look at you, little
Sorry,
superstar
Andrea.
over here. No, she'd be proud of you. She'd be proud of you. She likes a little shimmy going on. But big assortments for all makes every face look even more flawless. All up to 70% off plus. Free shipping from Laura Geller.
Those are the magic words.
Yes. Okay, NYDJ. They're one of the pioneers in these figure flattering, curve contouring, just gorgeous jeans that fit and feel fabulous.
Good stretch.
Amazing stretch in them.
Yes.
They're Maryland straight. They're bestseller for 21 years. They've sold more than 20 million pairs, so you know they're doing something right. We've got every single wash as well as a variety of silhouettes from petite to plus. 50% off plus with
free shipping.
You got it.
Boom.
And then finally,
I've been staring at this from across the room.
Yes, we cannot have a 50th without a feast. I think that, great meals make great memories. Kansas City Steaks has curated a big variety for us of steaks, ribeye, turkey, hams, twice baked bacon cheddar potatoes, and then you finish it off with some lava cakes. So all of the packages they've created are 50% off. They start at $40. I think it's everyone is dying to
I know. It's like, where are the forks and the knives?
Go wild.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tori. We've partnered with these companies on these great products, and you can get them at gmadeals.com. And then you can also check out the QR code on the screen there. See, he's loving this.
The QR code is right there. No, it's
coming up. We got new edition Boys to Men.
There it is.
And Tony Braxton right here on GMA3. Stay with us.
All right, this is the moment we've all been waiting for this morning, right? We are back now with new edition Boys to Men and Tony Braxton, the R&B legend. They've sold more than 100 million albums and earned dozens of Grammys, and they are now coming together for the New Edition Way tour. Welcome to all of you. This is such a pleasure.
All of you.
I mean, and let's start with New Edition over here, and Ronnie, with you. This is the first time you're all touring together. What inspired this idea?
This is actually long overdue. We've been talking about touring together, specifically with the guys, Boys to Men, ever since we started the East Coast family together back in the middle 90s. But because of all of our crazy schedules, we were all, of course, individuals. Ralph with Sensitivity, Johnny with My, Bobby with Prerogative, Belle Biv DeVoe was rocking Poison, Tony and Boys to Men doing their thing. Exactly. So it's all really all about God's timing, and the timing is now.
And I look at it as abundance because it is so great to see all of you here together. Tony, you're the solo artist on this tour. The only solo. You look phenomenal, by the way. I have to say, you look beautiful. Cheers. Indeed. How does that feel?
It feels good. I feel like I'm with family.
Yeah.
We have an energy that I've never had that before. When you meet someone, you know at hello that this was supposed to happen. And I've known Johnny forever. We're both from the DMV area. We say the DMV area. But he and I have been friends forever. But I was always a fan of the entire group. They were my first boy I would say, boy group.
Yeah.
You know, I had a crush on all of you guys. So, you know, each month it was different. Yeah, so I grew up with them. And Johnny, of course.
Same, Tony, same. Well, Wanye, I want to ask you, because fans have really been buzzing about this, Boyz II Men, New Edition. It feels like an R&B dream. So what can fans expect on night one? Is it more nostalgia? Are we going to get a little bit of new energy there?
Well,
what does this mean?
Boyz II Men and New Edition, we are a nostalgia-based, you know, conglomerate. And, you know, under the circumstances, nostalgia is what you're going to get. People want to remember, you know, so we're going to do everything that we can to make people remember and fall in love all over again.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. And, you know, Boyz II Men, Tony Braxton also going on a European tour, so there's even more fans that are going to be excited to see it.
It's the time. It's time.
What can
Let's
our
take
fans...
this to Europe.
It's duplicated, but what can our fans across the pond expect as well?
Wow. Yeah. They're going to be able to expect the music that, you know, Boyz II Men does and Tony Braxton does. And we're going to do it to the best of our ability. And again, you know, it's about remembering. You know? So we stay true to the integrity of our songs. We try to make sure that at the end of the day, everyone remembers them and is able to sing along. We've learned that from these guys throughout the course of our career. Stay true to the song. That's what creates that longevity. That's what makes people be able to stay with you for the rest of your career.
It's so true. I mean, listening to you perform this morning on Good Morning America, it brought me back to those moments in my life, and I think that's part of what this is too. It's the nostalgia of what you're doing, but also remembering, you know, maybe a less smart or didn't know all the things about the world.
Some questionable
but it was kind
decisions
of
in the past.
Totally.
Past relationships. I was sliding down the wall to unbreak my heart. As a preteen, what boy was I crying over? I don't know.
So let's talk a little bit more about the nostalgia, because obviously you all grew up fans of each other too. So now you go on tour together, and I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here. New Edition, I'll start with you. If you had to pick a song by one of the other artists here that you could sing, what would that song be?
Ooh. Never meant to hurt you.
And Bending Knees.
Yeah.
Boyz II Men's Bending Knees.
Yeah, all right. Tony, how about you?
If it isn't Love, New Edition, and Hit Me Off.
Okay.
Everything.
And Boyz II Men?
I mean, I love their...
Can You Stand the Rain?
Every day of the week.
Could we see on this tour all of you coming together and singing together on the
This is going to be a show like no other. It's never been done by, you know, us. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to show them that it's possible. And we're going to have a wonderful time doing it.
Yeah.
So excited.
Thank goodness, Ronnie, this all came together at the right moment, at the right time. New Edition, manifestation.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It was all Johnny's idea. Not really, though.
Way to go, Johnny.
AKA Baby Jesus in the house.
Looking forward to that.
Well, thanks to you all, and best of luck on the tour, and thanks for coming in.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much to all of you. We will be, get your tickets now, and we will be right back in freestyle.
Well, a big thanks to R&B royalty in the house. New Edition, Boyz II Men. We just got our life here today on GMA3.